Beautiful setting for baseball. We're in San Francisco in AT&T Park. This afternoon, after the Cardinals have taken the first two games of this four-game set, it's game number 3, the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. And with Tim McCarver, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is here as well. A couple of players really, though, have stood out in the first two games of this series, Brandon Crawford and Stephen Piscotty.
When you think Brandon Crawford, the superb fielder of the Giants at shortstop, you don't necessarily think about his offense, but he has been red hot, raising his average 24 points over the last 16 games. Stephen Piscotty, out of the depths of despair last night, going into the last 3 innings, hit a triple, single, and home run. Not bad, 3 for 3, huh?
Both are in the lineup here today. Lance Lynn, the veteran for the St. Louis Cardinals. Jeff Samardzija for San Francisco. Game 3, starting lineups next. Bud Light, famous among friends. Buy Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Unseasonably warm here in San Francisco, and again, one of the hottest days of the summer here in Northern California.
Hottest weekends of the summer. 100-degree weather all around us, including San Francisco, almost unheard of.
Another very important game for the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis 6 out in the National League Central Division. Their focus right now not only on the Central, but Tim McCarver, the wild card too. The Cardinals, after the win last night, coming back, they're only 4 out.
That was a huge, huge win. Trailing the whole game, finally in the 9th inning, taking the lead and winning going away.
For Bruce Bochy and the Giants, it has been, in a way, a lost season. They are 53-84.
Cardinals trying to take advantage of that win last night. Sometimes there's a carryover into the next day. They're happy that it was a day game today because they didn't have to wait long to play like tonight.
Jeff Samardzija gets the call today for the San Francisco Giants. The 32-year-old from Indiana. He's in year 2 of a 5-year deal, as he went 12-11 a season ago. The St. Louis Cardinals lineup: Colton Wong, Jose Martinez, and Paul DeJong, followed by Dexter Fowler, the switch hitter, batting cleanup. He has had very good success in that role. Then Yadier Molina, Steven Piscotty, Greg Garcia, Randall Grichuk, and the pitcher batting ninth for St. Louis, Lance Lynn.
All 4 hitters last night that had triples are back in the lineup today. 4 triples in a 9-inning game and 3 home runs. How about that?
First time for the Cardinals in 99 years to do that. 4 triples, 3 home runs in the same game. It was July 27th, 1918. The Redbirds did that at Ebbets Field. That's hard to do. So here's Colton Wong. He's in the leadoff spot for Mike Matheny's club. He's always talked about wanting to be a leadoff man, and with things coming together this year all the way around for Wong, he's getting a crack at it here at the end of the season. And the first pitch is strike, and we're underway. 308, 4 home runs, and he's driven in 40. It is 95 degrees here on the West Coast in San Francisco. In wine country, it's about 105 today.
That's right.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled back. Folks out here, they're not used to this heat.
No.
In St. Louis, it's like, well, ho-hum, another day.
No, St. Louis would love a day like today.
Sure.
Be very comfortable.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Only fitting on a college football Saturday here on FS1 and Fox Midwest that Jeff Samardzija makes a start. 2-time All-American wide receiver at the University of Notre Dame. Great football player. Here's a 1-2. Up and in.
Jeff will tell you, however, that he chose the right sport.
I would say so.
Yes.
A little easier on the body, probably.
Yes.
Signed a 5-year, nearly $90 million deal with the San Francisco Giants. From 0-2 to 3-2 on Wong. We have noticed here with the temperatures hot in San Francisco, the ball is just jumping out of this ballpark.
Yeah, you mentioned that last night, and I thought about it, and I said, man, that is right. Ball is carrying like never before, or never that we've seen it before. It is rare for balls to carry in this ballpark. The toughest home run park in the major leagues. 1.44 home runs per game hit in this ballpark.
And that's at the bottom, the fewest in Major League Baseball.
Right.
3-2 pitch to Wong. Ground ball that's hit to second. Joe Panik, a Gold Glover from a year ago, puts it away. Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Gorky Hernandez in left, Span in center. Carlos Moncrief is in right. Sandoval, Crawford, Panik, and Posey on the infield, and Hundley is behind the plate. So the way to keep, at least try to keep Posey fresh, and Bruce Bochy has done this the last 2 to 3 years, put him at first base and take him up from behind the plate after a night game.
Yeah, and he's hit much better when he's been at first base, about 80 points higher.
Jose Martinez, the first baseman today for St. Louis. He had another pinch hit, base hit last night. .440 his average this year as a pinch hitter in the starting lineup today.
Now, the one thing with those long arms, the one thing that National League pitchers have been trying to do is to get inside. But if he extends his arm in the strike zone, that outside part of the plate is really the barrel of the bat for Martinez. Real long arms, great plate coverage.
He's gone 0-2 on the first 2 batters. Now 1-2 on Martinez with Paul DeJong at the on deck circle. as that curveball got away. Two and two.
Sometimes pitchers try to grip breaking balls like that too tightly, and it gets away from them inside the right-handers.
Martinez spoils that pitch.
That's a pretty good example of that plate coverage of his. Stands way off the plate. A good pitch from Samardzija.
Samardzija, originally signed by Chicago, got a 5-year deal to convince him not to go to the NFL, go to Major League Baseball with the A's, the White Sox, and now the San Francisco Giants. So pitch out, covered that. Pitch in, covered that.
Yeah.
Two and two on Jose Martinez. Off the mask of Nick Hundley, the former Rocky. Now with the Giants is the backup to Posey.
This is a ball that Martinez would like to have back. Hundley hit pretty hard on that foul ball. Something that used to be taken for granted in baseball, but not anymore. Risk of concussion, both umpires and catchers.
2-2. So he's gone from 0-2 on Wong, went to a full count. 0-2 on Martinez. He's worked it full. Bruce Bochy would love to see some length out of his starter here today.
I'll say
8 pitchers that he used last night as Martinez pops it up right side. Panic on the outfield grass, calling for it, and makes the catch. 8 pitchers to cover 3 2/3 last night. They have given up, the bullpen has, of San Francisco, 22 runs in their last 15 innings.
Yeah, they had one pitcher, the starter, Johnny Cueto, through the first 5 2/3 innings. And knowing in your comment earlier in the game saying that Cueto's on a pitch count and the bullpen for the Giants has been poor, and boy was that the way the story turned out.
Cardinals would score in the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th and win the game after trailing 5-2. In what really amounts to must-win games every time the Cardinals play.
That's right.
Here's the 0-1 to Paul DeJong. He's had a very good rookie season for the Cardinals. Cody Bellinger will be your rookie of the year. That's a lock, I would think.
Paul had no chance to be rookie of the year. He came up middle to late June.
He's had 19 home runs since June 15th. Only Giancarlo Stanton with more. And he hits a fly ball out to left. Gorky's Hernandez over and makes the catch. The Cardinals go 1-2-3. Lance Lynn to the mound for St. Louis when we come back. Right-hander Lance Lynn, big horse, lot of fastballs, 80% of the time. The fastball from Lynn.
The most fastballs of any pitcher in the major leagues. Thing about it is that's really weird. He's not necessarily a guy who throws first pitch strike often.
You'd think that would be the case with a fastball.
Yeah, for a guy who's been successful as Lance has been.
First pitch strike to Denard Span. It's actually the second lowest in Major League Baseball. His first pitch strikes right around 54%. We've talked about it so many times.
That's the biggest pitch in the game. First pitch strike. Staying ahead. Set the tone for the at bat.
It was June 2nd, 2011. Lance Lynn made his major league debut. And he did that against the Giants. That ball stays down on DeYoung, but he makes the play, and there's one out. Span, Panic, and Posey, followed by Crawford, Sandoval, Hundley, Moncrief, Hernandez, and Samardzija. So 5 lefties in the lineup. The right-handers hitting below 200 against him this year. And here's Panic, who is 0 for his last 12. It was in that year of 2011 he made his debut. The catcher that night, the catcher today, Yadier Molina. Lynn eventually would move to the bullpen of that run of St. Louis. And at that time, Tim, because he could air it out in the bullpen, he was throwing 97 to 98. Really caught your attention. Moved to the rotation the following year and became an all-star. He is a free agent to be.
Throws a heavy fastball, tough to lift. Prior to this year, tough to hit a home run against him, but he's given up 24 this year.
Base hit into left for Joe Panic. Grichuk, Fowler, Piscotty in the outfield for Mike Matheny's club. Garcia, DeYoung, Wong, and Martinez on the infield. And Yadier Molina behind the plate around the horn, presented by Dobbs. It brings in Buster Posey. Earlier this week he missed 3 games with a bone bruise on his left thumb. He's 6th in the National League in hitting, batting .317. Outfield deep and straight away.
Against a guy like Lance Lynn, Posey, a guy that will probably take him the other way. His power's diminished over the years. Catching will do that to him. He's got more of a natural stroke to right field now than he does to left. He'll cheat occasionally, look for the ball inside and try to jerk one. But normally speaking, his stroke is right field.
Last night hit one off the wall in right.
Yeah.
Late in the game. You mentioned Lynn throws a heavy ball. Try to describe that for fans at home.
It's not any heavier than other pitchers, but because he doesn't use the seams, when you use the seams, 2-seamer the ball sinks. 4-seamer the ball has a tendency to stay on the same plane. It's thrown harder, and it's on contact a lighter pitch off the bat. Lance Lynn, because he throws so many fastballs, throws a heavy ball. When hitters hit it, it's like a clang and not a click.
3-0 the count on Posey. And it's taken low. 1-out walk. 2 runners on for Brandon Crawford, who has 13 extra base hits in his last 16 games.
Talked about it in the opening. He has raised his average late in the season with a lot of at-bats. That's very important. 24 points over the last 16 games. That's a ton. That's how hot he's been.
He had a home run in game 1 that was taken away from him. The ground rules, Major League Baseball came back after the fact, corrected themselves and said, well, we messed it up on the review. So he should have 14 home runs. They awarded him a double and an RBI. It's the green awning, if you will, the green platform that's out beyond the right field wall. And essentially, if it hits that, it's a home run, which it did the other night. Awarded a double. 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Joe Panik take the ball the other way. The front shoulder, very important, and that's been the case with Crawford. One of his doubles. This is the ball that should have been a home run, ended up a double. That was last night to the deepest part of the ballpark, right to the left of the 421 side.
When I saw that, that's when I said, okay, the ball is really jumping out of here. To hit it that far, this ballpark.
Yep.
So there it is. It's about 3.5, 4 feet. The green there with the yellow line on top of it. So you have the brick in front, and if it hits the green, it's a home run at this ballpark. 2 balls and 1 strike. Double play ball. DeYoung, though, botched it. He will get the man at second. That's Posey.
You see Buster Posey really busting it down to second base, realizing that DeYoung had a tough time with it. They don't get the double play, but a key out to get 1. Ball was really scalded by Crawford. All right, boy, I'll tell you. You say out, partner.
Out.
You vociferously said that.
Out.
Looking at me with
I'm not sure now.
irate eyes. You don't have sunglasses on. You needed them when you just nodded toward me.
It's been hazy. We've been telling everybody about that too, how hazy it is with the fires going on in Northern California. Here's the Panda, Pablo Sandoval. There's ball 1. He is 0 for his last 23. The switch hitter. Released back on July 19th by Boston. They eat $48 million of his contract, and he signed a minor league deal with the Giants.
They knew who they had in the minor leagues, the Red Sox. That's why it was easy to get rid of Sandoval.
And beyond that, beginning of the year, they traded Travis Shaw for Tyler Thornburg. That deal has not worked out. It has, though, for the Brewers in a big way.
Travis Shaw with 27 home runs for Milwaukee.
3 balls, no strikes. The young man they had coming through their minor league system, Rafael Devers, an outstanding start to his major league career.
Being 0 for 23, I doubt that Sandoval will be given the green light here.
Second walk in the inning.
You know, it's funny about Lance Lynn. When he's wild to left-handers, he's wild like that. He doesn't finish his pitches. Always misses away. It's never down and into a left-hander. It's always low and away off the plate. 4 straight balls to a guy who's 0 for 23. That's not good.
Speaking of the Brewers, they'll play Washington tonight. St. Louis native Max Scherzer going for the Nationals. He's 13-5 this year. Cubs an 8-4 lead early on against the Atlanta Braves. John Lester made that start for Chicago. Ball 1 inside to Hundley, and that's a pitch to a right-hander that will tail up and in if you're not finishing off.
Those are 5 pitches, 5 straight balls that are about in the same spot. Low and away off the plate to left-handers, up and in to right-handers. He's got to finish.
1-1. Lynn was thought of as a guy who may not be a Cardinal shortly after the All-Star break. Not only is he still a Cardinal, he has been one of the best in baseball. Did not go. 2-1. His first half he was 7-6. Second half 3-0 with a 2.28 ERA. 2-1 pitch and a ground ball to third. Garcia got the sure out at second, and sometimes I guess you want to play 4.
They only have to retire two Giants in the bottom of the second.
No score. Fowler, the former Cub and Rocky and Astro, leads it off for St. Louis. Year 1 of a 5-year deal. The idea was you steal a guy in a sense from the Chicago Cubs. You needed a leadoff man if you're going to drop Carpenter down in the lineup, and the Cardinals were looking for a center fielder. Well, things change over the course of a season, and now Dexter Fowler is the cleanup man here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Matt Carpenter, when he plays, is hitting leadoff where he belongs.
You ever seen splits like that? I mean, Carpenter, his numbers are ridiculously different as a leadoff man as opposed to anywhere else.
It is.
There he is with Pete Prenzi, who's the strength and conditioning coach of the Cardinals. Fowler had a triple last night. He's got 79 since the 2009 season, most in baseball.
Yeah, that triple he led off as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning. At the time, it was a tie game. The Cardinals scored 6, 1 going away.
Here's a 1-1. Matt Carpenter, by the way, has announced that he'll donate $10,000 for every home run hit that he hits. Adam Wainwright matched that. The Cardinals matched that as well. First game that he made that announcement back from, hits a home run in Milwaukee
on Wednesday afternoon.
He is from Texas. His dad, a former National High School Baseball Coach of the Year. You can join Major League Baseball in its efforts to help victims of the devastation caused by Hurricane Harvey. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Text Harvey to 90999 to donate $10. Samardzija was involved in one of the great deals for the Cubs in recent history. Back in 2014, Billy Beane and the A's were going for it. They picked up Samardzija. They traded away Addison Russell. to the Chicago Cubs. And Fowler lifts a fly ball out to right. And the catch made by Moncrief. Russell, by the way, is going to miss multiple weeks because of plantar fasciitis. They have Javi Baez playing shortstop, and boy, what a player he is.
Cardinal fans are familiar with plantar fasciitis. Albert Pujols had that over periods of 1 to 3 years in the early 2000s. Very painful.
Speaking of Pujols, as you get a look at Molina, one of his best friends, by the way, had 4 RBIs last night, and he passed the great Willie Mays for 10th all-time in RBIs. And I want to say to you, my partner Tim McCarver, thank you. And this is on behalf of Jim Hayes, our sideline man, as well, for introducing us today and having a 20-minute conversation with one of the greats that ever played the game, Willie Mays.
You're more than welcome. It was a pleasure for me, believe me.
What a thrill that was.
Boy.
Still very sharp.
Huh.
He was recounting things that you had forgotten about.
Yeah. Yep.
2-1 pitch.
I interviewed Willie about 10 years ago. He remembered that conversation. Remember the hotel in New York where we went, had a glass of wine after the show. It's unbelievable. He hadn't missed anything. He didn't miss anything as a player either, I might add.
He's very proud, by the way, of his manicure and pedicure, and I'm being serious.
Oh, that is absolutely true. I've written 5 books, and I wrote my second book. I wrote that Willie Mays, it was a little sidebar, was the only player that I had ever caught behind that had buffed nails.
You told me that on a broadcast, and I thought you were kidding.
No, I was dead serious. And today I talked about Willie. I said, you remember that line about your buffed nails? I mean, no sooner than it was out of my mouth that he flashed his buff nails. And his handler, Renee, said, you ought to see his toes. They're the same way.
We shook his hand, and I could not believe how big his hands and his hand was, and his fingers,
how
and
thick.
Strong.
Yeah, how thick.
Yeah.
And strong.
Here's Stephen Piscotty. Looks at his strike.
Willie also had a way of getting it over. I remember 21 years old, and the visiting team used to have to go through the Cardinal dugout at the old ballpark that was taken down on May 12th, 1966.
Here's the 0-2.
Willie said, you remember Del Rice? I said, I know Del Rice very well. He was a major league catcher. He said, the one thing about Del Rice is he used to block the plate. And I broke his leg twice with slides into him. He said one of those times, and he's telling me this as a 21-year-old catcher. One of those times, he said, I spiked him from his knee to his rear end, to his left cheek. And he looked at me as though, are you getting the picture? And the reason he told me that story was, don't block the plate when I'm coming in.
And you took notice.
I took notice. Now, I never had a play where Willie slid in hard, but I did take notice. And I got to tell you that after he told me that story, I think I might have given a little bit if Willie had come in. He put Pat Corrales, a catcher for the Phillies, former Cardinal, in the hospital with a collision here in San Francisco at Candlestick Park. But he was very wily along those lines. If he liked young players, and we always got along, but if he liked young players, he'd tell them little things to keep them safe and out of harm's way.
Willie Mays, born in Westfield, Alabama, playing pro ball when he was in high school. The Birmingham Barons of the Negro Leagues.
Yep.
First hit was a home run off a Warren Spahn. He had 660 of those.
After going 0 for 23.
And the catch, 1954 World Series. They say some 460 feet away, he robbed Vic Wertz. But thank you. It was a thrill.
You're more than welcome. It was just a pleasure to recount old times for, to me, the greatest player that ever lived. It's close. Henry Aaron, Stan Musial,
Williams.
Ted Williams, from a hitting standpoint, different category.
A swing and a miss by Greg Garcia. Back-to-back strikeouts for Samardzija. The great Willie Mays here in San Francisco.
2 dozen.
Second baseman and leadoff man. With more on that, let's check in with Jim.
Yeah, Dan, Colton is having his best offensive season, and now he's having success in the leadoff spot. Wong had 2 hits last night from the leadoff spot, including an RBI single in the 9th to put the Cards up for good in 5 starts in the leadoff spot since August 1st. Wong is hitting .453, going 10 for 23. Prior to that, he was just 6 for 32 as a leadoff guy. Wong told me, "I've been at the bottom of the order all season. It's cool to have a change of scenery. I just want to get on base. Walk, error, hit, I'll take it." Dan, the Cardinals have envisioned Colton as a top of the order type guy. Now he's showing why.
I would think, and there's a ground out by Carlos Moncrief, the next level of his game would be stolen bases. He can run. Can he get to that 15 to 20 plateau of stolen bases?
Yeah, a lot of that depends on your on base percentage.
Sure.
Taking walks, relearning the strike zone. Try not to swing at bad balls, and he's been very good with 2 strikes going the other way this year.
Little ground ball that Martinez gets on the short hop off the bat of Gorkys Hernandez. Key first half and second half. A look at Lance Lynn. We talked about this. Very good here in the second half. He's about to hit a big payday, whether it be with the Cardinals or someone else in Major League Baseball.
Yes, sir.
First year back after Tommy John, so that's out of the way.
Yeah, baseball covets guys with good arms, and Lynn has one.
We had 22 pitches in the first inning, and very efficient thus far here in the bottom of the second.
I'm amazed he's maintained his strength over the course of the season after Tommy John surgery last year. Missed all of last year.
He has told us the reason he believes that happened is that he had
beyond the normal quote unquote 12-13 months to recover. Happened early on. And Lynn makes the catch.
Ball's not carrying the center.
No, sir. Ago, he visited with Dave Righetti, and I asked him, along with Tim, what's he seeing out of Samardzija here thus far?
Throwing strikes with really all 4 of his pitches already here in the first 2 innings. He's got a tough, motivated lineup right now, and we weren't going to just come out and just pump the ball to him. And Jeff's doing a nice job of that the last 10 starts or so, mixing up all his pitches.
Rags, you know, we followed Samardzija throughout his career, of course. That's our part of our jobs. He seems to be more compact now in his delivery than he has been in past years.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. He's 6'6", you know, but you know, the big guys, they, you know, especially him, he's a very good athlete, as we know, but we just thought it'd be better for him in the long run and in his linked in his career if he you know, kept things a little bit tighter and kept that arm on top so he could use all 4 pitches and get some real depth on the ball and ride balls when he needs to. But without that, I think it would have been real tough for him just throwing power fastballs all the time and cutters, and I just felt like that was the way to help him get better.
Dave, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, Tim. Bye, guys.
Tim, that's a really good pickup by you. The fact that he is more compact. We saw him a lot with Chicago, and sometimes could get a little wild with that delivery.
Yeah, and dependence on the fastball, too. I thought Dave explained that very well, how difficult it is to be compact when you're 6'6". Everybody understands that.
Samardzija is of Serbian heritage. His grandparents came to the U.S. in the 1940s. His nickname, the Shark. That's a good nickname, the Shark.
Oh, yeah.
The 2-2. And a swing and a miss by Randal Grichuk. 3 strikeouts, all have been in a row.
That was either a slider or a cutter. I think a cutter. Good pitch to Randal Grichuk. 3 strikeouts in a row by Samardzija.
Now Lance Lynn. Hitting .065, and for those that follow the Cardinals, they know Lance has turned into one of the preeminent switch hitters in the game. Normally a right-handed batter, but he's decided to go left, which is a bit surprising because you'd say as a right-handed pitcher you don't want to expose your arm.
That's right.
However, he's told us batting right-handed for whatever reason actually hurts a little bit more than batting left. He'll also explain it that he says he gets great launch angle from this side of the plate. He's a character. Oh, 2 the count. Does have a couple of doubles from each side of the plate. And a swing and a miss. 4 in a row for Samardzija. And the batter will be Colton Wong. Wong grounded out to second base first time up.
What's the record for strikeouts in a row? I think it's still Tom Seaver, 9, right?
Yep.
Had a visit with Tom in Napa Valley about 3 weeks ago. He is doing fine, thank you. A lovely home in the wine business.
Last time we saw him in St. Louis, it was the retirement of number 10, that jersey number of Tony La Russa's. He made it back into St. Louis to honor the great manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Wong dealt with an elbow strain, and in 41 games hit .278, went on the DL. Since then he's come back in 51 games and hit .331, and it just seems like this year it's finally all starting to click and come together. He's even working on double plays when he doesn't have to turn them like he did in the first. For those that just joined us, it was out number 3 at second base, but Colton said, well, let's get 2. So he turned to double play
For the 4th out.
You talked about it a lot. The front shoulder of a left-handed batter and taking the pitch to left field, especially against left-handed pitching.
And especially with 2 strikes. We'll see Colton's approach here. That, by the way, is the best time to jam a hitter. And the better the hitter with 2 strikes, the more inclined you should go inside.
One, 2, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out the side. 5 in a row. 5 strikeouts in a row for Jeff Samardzija. The top of the third on Fox Sports Midwest and FS1. It's Denard Span, followed by Panic and Posey. Along with Tim McCarver, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is with us as well. No score here from AT&T Park in San Francisco. Located in the South of Market neighborhood of San Francisco at 24 Willie Mays Plaza. Great settings for America's pastime here in the northern part of California. Home of the Giants since 2000. And the 1-1. Span grounded out to short, first time up. Giants come into play today 31 games below 500. Last time they were this far below the 500 mark was at the end of 1985. They finished that year 62-100. Paul DeJong, the rookie shortstop, makes the play. Watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.tv every night on every device, every out of market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to At Bat Premium. #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
I didn't want to sell Tom Seaver short, but I did. He struck out 10 in a row on April 22nd, 1970. I don't want Tom to get mad at me.
They'll let it slide, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's Joe Panic, a base hit to left. Giants had the bases loaded back in the first inning. One of their real issues is driving in runs in scoring position. They come in the last 10 days, and that average is right around 145 in those spots. The 2-0 pitch popped up. Wong calling for it, and the second baseman puts it away for out number 2. Kubota power stats as Buster Posey digs in with 2 down and nobody on. Home runs hit at AT&T. Bonds 160 at 35 splash hits into McCovey Cove. Pablo Sandoval and then Buster Posey, one shy of 50. Posey walked his first time up. Memorable Barry Bonds home run, number 756, back in 2007 against Washington. And the 0-1. He's a hitting coach for 1 year with Miami and now has been working with the Giants. Spring training, special advisor, that type of thing. Here's a 1-1. Posey on a hop to short. DeJong. Low throw, and it's picked by Martinez. We head to the fourth. For the Cardinals, it's Martinez, DeJong, and Fowler. score. We had the chance to visit with Cardinals manager Mike Matheny. We started our conversation asking him about Lance Lynn. Rough start, then settled in.
Yeah, he just got onto the plate. I think he was just off the edges and had trouble maybe containing the movement a little bit. But he's doing a nice job now of coming right at him and trusting to get ground balls, and guys are making plays.
What about Tommy Pham? Mike, you said last night may have been a problem with his thumb on his right hand because of that slide the other night.
Yeah, it's still a little sore, Tim, but seems to be much better to the point where we could use him today. Trying to stay away, just give him a couple days. And fortunately, we have some other outfielders that are playing really well and giving us a little break for Tommy. We rode him pretty hard here lately and expect him to finish up strong. Maybe a couple days will be good for him right now.
Mike, what's it like having young guys and still being in a pennant race here in September?
It's just that situation of who can we throw in there to give us the best chance. It's not one of those let's try to develop these guys or get them exposed to the big leagues. We feel we have some young talent like a Jack Flaherty last night and a couple of the other young players like Bader did. We feel like they can do what they need to do to help contribute and help us win.
Many thanks, Mike.
All right, guys.
Well, the base hit there by Martinez, thanks to Mike Matheny, and now Paul DeJong, one of those young guys that you're not developing, you're expecting to win with a young player like Paul DeJong.
With the year that he's had, he has just been remarkable.
And the first pitch to the Cardinals shortstop is fouled back. That base hit by Martinez snaps a string of 5 consecutive strikeouts for Jeff Samardzija. To the count.
DeJong in this series has shown that he's been a little too anxious. That is something that has been the hallmark, the early hallmark, since being brought up on June 15th. That he hasn't appeared to be anxious. But this series, perhaps going after some bad balls out of the strike zone.
Outside. Tim, in your years of baseball playing, broadcasting, a lot of these guys have not played in September, much less October. What kind of toll does it take on a young player physically? Or is it more the mental side?
Well, it's a combination. You can't exclude the fact that it's a very physical game. But mentally, it's tougher on guys who are catchers, on center fielders, on shortstops. Requires more of a mental approach than the other positions. Pitching, of course, that's solitary. I mean, nothing starts until you create the action. Guy like young Jack Flaherty last night, certainly had to empathize with him in his first major league start. Was not a good one. Hey, live and learn.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Paul DeJong. Instead of check on the runner at first, Martinez. Jack Flaherty made his major league debut. There he is, the right-hander, just 21 years of age. Cardinals have had a number of debuts this season.
They've had 5 hitters that have hit their first major league home run this year.
And there's a strikeout of DeJong. Number 6 for Jeff Samardzija. Cardinals' first career home runs this year. The BJC Healthcare difference makers: Martinez, DeJong, Mejia back in early July, Luke Voit, St. Louis native, and last night it was Harrison Bader, 5th Cardinal to hit his first major league home run.
Couldn't help but notice that between second and third, he started that smile that lasted until he crossed home.
Yeah.
Great feeling.
What a play there by Buster Posey on the breaking ball in the dirt.
Sometimes a catcher has to be like a goalie in hockey. That was a quasi goalie play by Hundley, moving well to his right.
Very short lead at first by Jose Martinez. And Fowler rips it foul. Dexter hit .328 in the month of August. For the better part of the month, he was around .400. So he came off the DL, did not take a rehab assignment, was inserted right back into the lineup for the Cardinals and produced right away. 15 home runs, with 14 of the 15 coming from this side of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and two.
Boy, Dexter has had some very, very good swings in both at bats. Just missing some pitches. Like to have that last pitch back. That fastball, a good one.
Short lead again and a 2-2 pitch. Inside, that one does get away from Hundley. And advancing Martinez to second base. And Martinez takes off to third as the ball got away.
How about
and
that?
I'm going to say that time was called.
And Nick Hundley, I'm not sure he called time or not. I guess he did. Had to. But
Jordan Baker, by the way, the second base umpire, was emphatic in saying, get back here to second base.
Hundley could not, or did not have to throw the ball from that long a distance. He was back toward the screen when he threw the ball, but time had already been called by home plate umpire. The ball got away, and alertly Martinez goes to third, but for naught.
Three-2 pitch to Dexter Fowler. Fowler, base hit under the glove of Posey. Martinez will score, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Dexter to second. Crawford with the tag, not applied, and now a rundown, and Dexter is out at second base.
That was a terrific play by Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, who is one of the best glove men in the major leagues. I'm not too sure Dexter Fowler ever touched second base, and he was going to third. That's another story. The strong throw by Moncrief, the right fielder, and that in-between hop, and Crawford stays with the tag. And I'm not too sure Fowler caught the bag or not, but anyway, he's an out. He was out a couple of times then.
Just to make sure, applied that tag.
Yeah.
Here's Yadier Molina, 1-0 Cardinals. 52nd RBI for Dexter Fowler. So it goes 9-6, 5-6 on the putout. Molina walked his first time up. And the 0-1. So the wild pitch comes back to haunt Samardzija. Allowed Martinez to get into scoring position.
We talked about Fowler too, having good swings and putting that barrel on the ball in his 2 at-bats, and finally got a hit out of it. That ball was smoked.
The 1-2 hit to Crawford to his left, and he makes the play. The Cardinals get an RBI off the bat of Dexter Fowler midway through 4, and it's 1-0. the home run that wasn't, but should have been, off the bat of Brandon Crawford. With more on that, let's check in with Jim.
Yeah, really, it was a home run that wasn't, that really was. It appeared to be Crawford's 13th homer of the season, but after replay, it was ruled fan interference, and Crawford was sent back to second. Of course, the following day, Major League Baseball announced that replay had made a mistake. The fan who caught the home run ball had been ejected from the ballpark wrongfully. Well, Brandon Crawford's wife has made it right. Brandon told me today his wife Jalen tracked the fan down using Twitter. Crawford told me she felt so bad for this guy because he didn't do anything wrong. And Dan, Jalen is seeing to it that the fan is getting tickets to a game and an autographed baseball.
All right, I like it. That's what I said last night.
Very nice.
Fan didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Just catching a ball. Brought his glove to the ballpark on Thursday, and here it is. So excited initially, and then, am I in trouble? What did I do?
Hey, right here, Bruce Bochy's got to let Crawford hit. 4 straight balls again from Lance Lynn in the same area, blowing away off the plate to left-handers.
The third walk issued by Lynn. He had 2 in the first. In the second and third innings, 1, 2, 3 went the Giants, and a leadoff walk, and it brings in Sandoval.
He's walked 3 guys on 12 pitches in this game. 4 straight to Posey, 4 straight to Sandoval, and now 4 straight to Crawford.
Sandoval on the first pitch, pops it up. Yadier Molina gives it a look, and it's in the seats. Sandoval was so important. The great runs that they had in 10 and 12 and 14. We were talking about it the other night. It just never seemed like the right fit for him to leave, much less go to Boston.
He really had an eating disorder with the Giants. It persisted when he went to the Red Sox, and is still battling that disorder.
Here's the 0-1.
Blowing away to left-hander. Sometimes a catcher can set up inside to a left-handed batter, and that in itself, if the pitcher's picking up the target, that in itself will bring him around. Never talked to Yachty about that, but that was an old tool that we had. If he's wild away, set up inside. Makes sense.
So you accentuate it.
Common sense, yes. Now, if he's not picking up the target, that's a different issue.
1 ball and 1 strike on Sandoval, the switch hitter. Double play ball. Wong steps on the bag, and it's a double play. The walk erased, the range of Colton Wong.
Electing to take it by himself. He's actually too close to second base to feed it to DeYoung. Does it himself, and Lance Lynn thinks that was a great play.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Nice going, Colton. Buddy, pal, chief.
As we know, the pitcher's best friend, the double play.
Yes.
So 2 outs, and here's Nick Hundley. Grounded into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded and the threat back in the first.
For you folks who remember, Dan McLaughlin, my partner, said that if a double play is a pitcher's best friend, what's a triple play? He did that when Molina grounded into a triple play 5-4-3 in Boston. And without thinking, I said, lovers? I didn't know what to say.
It was classic.
Classic only because of my confusion.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Take it high. The Cardinals with a 1-run lead on the Dexter Fowler base hit into right that drove in Jose Martinez in the top half of this inning. Fly ball. It is shallow left, and it's caught by DeYoung. The walk, the double play, little pop up, and we head to inning number 5. Ball on FS1 as Mike Trout takes his bat to Texas against Elvis Andrus and the Rangers. Don't miss the Angels and Rangers coming up next right here on FS1. Last night their game took 4 hours 33 minutes, the longest 9-inning game in the history of baseball. 4:33.
What was the score?
10-9.
Well, it takes time to score runs. What do you expect? A 2.5-hour game? Takes time to score runs, right? I mean,
well, it takes time.
Yeah.
4 hours and 33 minutes. I don't know about that. There's Piscotty, who struck out first time up. Toyota keys to the game. Cardinals 100 home runs, innings 1 through 6. 7th inning or later, 63, second best in Major League Baseball. Angels in that game used 8 relievers. Texas used 5. 10-9 the final, 4 hours 33 minutes.
Talking about the Giants, they used, as you said earlier, they used 8 and 3 2/3 innings.
Here's an 0-2. Mentioned earlier we had the chance and a privilege to visit with Willie Mays, and at every single Giants home game stretch, Willie McCovey. He's here every single game as Piscotty, a Bay Area native, flies to right. 521 home runs for the man known as Stretch. We talked to him yesterday. What would he say about your bat?
Baby bat.
Baby bat.
He had that real low voice. Still has it, by the way. Hey, Tim, you still using that baby bat? Every time I call Bob Gibson, he answers the phone like that. He'll say, "Hi, Tim. You still using that baby bat?" Obviously a take on the great first baseman. What a gentle man, gentle giant in every way.
Before Candlestick's upper deck was extended, the area behind right field was a lot of open space, and fans would go there when Stretch was at the plate. And they've carried that over to this ballpark where you can see through the chain link fence right by McCovey Cove. And there's his statue. He had 231 of his 521 home runs at Candlestick.
Wind always blew out to right field, never blew out to left field. That's why Willie Mays had to change his swing in that ballpark. He couldn't pull the ball because the wind would knock it down, so he just changed his swing and hit him out to right.
Why not, right?
Not that easy.
For those familiar with Busch Stadium 2 in St. Louis, in 1966, Willie McCovey hit one above the scoreboard in right field. There's a strikeout of Greg Garcia. He's 0 for 2, and Samardzija has struck out 7. That's a prodigious blast at that ballpark.
Dan, I called it.
You saw it firsthand. Well,
Hanging,
that's why you're upset, huh?
hanging curveball by Al Jackson. No, I'm not upset at all. Guy hits him that far, you tip your cap. It's like Mickey Mantle hitting the game-winning home run in Game 3 of the '64 series. My one responsibility was to stay out there humiliated and make sure Mickey touches home plate. And the Yankee players are pushing me aside like I was a puppet, little rag doll. Mickey touched home, by the way.
You made sure.
Oh, did he hit that ball? A hanging knuckleball of Barney Schultz.
0-2 on Randall Grichuk, who's homered in 3 straight. At one point, the Cardinals sent Grichuk to the minor leagues to get tuned back up, refine his swing. And he hits a high fly ball into shallow right. Carlos Moncrief with the catch. McCovey Cove here in San Francisco. 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. The Giants, their best opportunity was back in the 1st when they had the bases loaded. Could not capitalize. Lance Lynn has not struck out a batter. He has walked 3, but no runs allowed. There's Carlos Moncrief, originally signed by Cleveland as a pitcher and now an outfielder, and we saw his arm on display to catch Dexter Fowler trying to extend a single into a double. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
One of the few times this afternoon that Lance Lynn has missed in off the plate to a left-handed batter.
Here's a 1-1. Ground ball that's hit to DeYoung, gloves, and makes the play. And now it's time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. The news around the game: Carlos Correa expected to make his return for Houston. He's had a thumb ligament issue since the 17th of July. Michael Conforto undergoes surgery next week, left shoulder. And Kevin Segras, the former Cardinal reliever, was claimed off waivers by the Phillies. Segras was a vital member of the Cardinals' pen number of years. Teams that went into postseason play. They were trying to get him healthy all season long. And now he's a member of the Phillies. Here's Gorkys Hernandez.
Say, Dan, the way I see that, unless Kevin Segras has an injury that requires surgery, risky surgery, which I guess all surgery is, he's got a lot of years left as a successful pitcher.
See, the velocity this year was way down for Segras. When he first emerged, he was 98, 99, and this year is more 92, 93.
Reliance of breaking balls, on breaking balls, and change-ups.
It's pushed foul. 1-2. If you're scoring at home, you may be wondering why Fowler was not awarded a double on that play. It's a quirky rule in the rule book of baseball. If you slide past the bag but touch it and then tagged out, in that particular instance, going past the bag like he did, it's still a single. And that's why it was ruled a single on that play, as he missed the bag. 2-2 the count. Take a look at the slide again here for Dexter Fowler. So you touch the bag and then you go past it. That's only ruled a single for whatever reason. So again, a kind of a quirky rule in the game. And there's a bunch of them in the game of baseball, boy. I see my partner just smiling. Ground ball that's hit to DeYoung. He's been busy today. So 2 outs, and it brings in Samardzija. The most popular way to follow the postseason push is with MLB.com at bat. #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. So the ground rules on the fly ball into right at this ballpark, and every ballpark has different ground rules. What should have been a home run the other night. Now you learned about sliding past the bag and why it's a single. On 1 on Samardzija.
A famous ode to the game is an out is an out is an out.
Period.
Odd ways to produce them, however.
Yes. Here's the 0-1.
July 4th, 1976, I produced a unique way to make an out. I passed Gary Maddox, who came back to tag up at first and was awarded. I was out and had 3 RBIs. I was credited with a grand slam single. A rather quirky way to go around the bases.
On the 4th of July.
200th anniversary of our country. Not real happy about that.
I would imagine.
I went back to the bench and Maddox comes in. We were very close friends, still are. Comes back and sits next to me and he said, "You'll never forget me, will you?" And I said, "No, I won't."
Samardzija pops it up, and the catch made by Paul DeYoung. Ready for a splash hit in McCovey Cove. 1-0 St. Louis. Baseball Today is brought to you by your local Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. And by Bomarito. We're in San Francisco. The Giants, when they moved to San Francisco in 1958, played 2 years at Seals Stadium, AAA affiliate of the Red Sox. 1960, they moved to Candlestick, which is about 6.5 miles away from where we're at. That overlooks San Francisco Bay. And then eventually moving to AT&T Park, their home since 2000, which holds just over 41,000. There you go. One ball, one strike on Lance Lynn. Samardzija has struck out 7. Gave up the base hit to Dexter Fowler, and a key play in this game is a wild pitch after the base hit from Jose Martinez to put himself in scoring position.
It's almost like the game is being played like the temperature predicts it be played. lethargic. Yeah, well, lethargic. Very few base runners, a few defensive plays, one time with the bases loaded. Not a lot of offense.
Well, tomorrow it's a special night of college football on Fox. Great matchup as the SEC takes on the Pac-12. Josh Rosen and the Bruins welcome Texas A&M to the Rose Bowl. College football kicks off on a special night, 7 Eastern, and it's only on Fox. The top of the lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. A good changeup from Samardzija. Colton Wong is 0 for 2. And the Shark is struck out 8.
Yeah, the Shark gave up no runs against San Diego in the first game down there where the Giants played. He's got another good one going today, but trails 1-0. Bested by Lance Lynn.
Colton Wong pops it up. Panic. So last time out for Jeff Samardzija, one of his best outings of 2017 is give up just 3 hits in 9 innings, a shutout. And that was on Monday.
It's where the Cardinals go on Monday through Thursday of next week. 4 games against the Padres. An improving Padre team, I think.
So 2 outs, and here's Jose Martinez. The Padres took 2 of 3 against the Cardinals. Most recent homestand for St. Louis at Busch Stadium. Martinez, a base hit to center, run scored back in the 4th. Ground ball, gloved by Sandoval, and he makes the play. Great settings in baseball. AT&T Park in San Francisco. All the treats you want. Joe Panik and Buster Posey for the Giants. Lance Lynn, 11 ground ball outs in this game. Yet to strike out a man. He's given up just 1 hit. And Span with a fly ball into center. Fowler, 1 pitch, 1 out. Get ready to start your day with First Things First. Weekday mornings on FS1 with host Chris Carter and Nick Wright. They'll kick off your day with the latest in sports. First Things First premieres Tuesday at 5:30 on FS1.
You know, the outs that Lance Lynn is producing today, they're lazy outs so far. Lazy outs by a team that has had just a woeful year offensively.
The only base hit, Joe Panik. He's at the plate. That was the second batter that Lynn faced. So when the Giants moved in 1958, they had to do that. When the Dodgers went to LA, they needed a couple of teams out here out west. There's another fly ball. Fowler. Ball carries a bit near the track and makes the catch.
Walter O'Malley, the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers, talked Horace Stoneham, the owner of the New York Giants. He said, Horace, got a deal for you. You go to San Francisco, a beautiful area, and I'll go to LA. Not only a beautiful area, but a lucrative market right near downtown, given Chavez Ravine, while the Giants, really the poor sister in that deal, because they had to go to Seal Stadium.
Right.
The Dodgers played at the Coliseum for 2 years. Actually, more than that, 3 years.
Here's Buster Posey. The move was they played at the Polo Grounds, which is north of Central Park in Harlem in Upper Manhattan.
Coogan's Bluff.
Until the close of 1957. There are teams that looked at Minnesota, the Washington Senators. But as you mentioned, Walter O'Malley, Major League Baseball, said you cannot go west unless you have another team with you.
2 teams, right. And obviously since then it's expanded even more. Padres moving to San Diego in 1969. Buzzy Bavasi, the general manager of the Dodgers, became part owner of the San Diego Padres. The Seattle market was housed by the Seattle Pilots in 1968, and then that eventually became the Milwaukee Brewers. Bud Selig talking the Brewers to come back to Milwaukee. They left as the Braves in 1966. So, I mean, it's just one story after another about how it's all weaved together.
High fly ball, deep right field. Piscotty with room and makes the catch. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Lance Lynn. We head to the 7th in a 1-0 game. On this inning, the Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Here's Paul DeYoung. What has been a pitcher's duel here today. A total of 3 hits, 2 by the Cardinals, 1 by San Francisco. Cardinals shortstop is 0 for 2, fly to left and struck out. And that pitch hit in the air. Crawford barely had to move and makes the catch for the out.
Kind of understand it from a Cardinal standpoint. They're worn out because of the last 3 innings last night.
The pitching lines on Lynn and Samardzija. Well, you're talking about how all these teams and franchises relocate and how it all moves.
Yeah.
And when I see Brandon Crawford, I think of 1992. I always do when I see him as a young season ticket holder with his family.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
And
Pleasanton, California, I believe.
And the Giants were ready to move in 1992 to Tampa Bay. And on the front page of the local paper, a young Brandon Crawford. And who would have thought he'd be the starting shortstop for some world championship teams of his hometown team, the San Francisco Giants. There he is. That's Brandon Crawford.
Wow.
Do what's right. Keep the Giants in San Francisco.
Never get tired of that picture. I'm sure Brandon feels the same way.
There's a changeup and a strikeout. And then he recreated it. It's a great shot. It was Peter McGowan who bought the team and kept them here in San Francisco with the idea of building a ballpark right here on the water. Multiple wind
China
studies.
Basin, this is better known as.
They had to go through a ton of different wind studies to try to make this a better experience for the fans, clearly, than Candlestick Park, and they've done a remarkable job with it.
They really have. One of the jewels in the game.
Samardzija now with 9 strikeouts.
Beat that.
You can't. Here's a 1-1. Molina walked back in the second inning, rounded out to short in the 4th. The 2-1 pitch. A little squibber foul off the end of the bat. And it's 2-2. So Lance Lynn just 1 hit allowed, and yet has not struck out a man. Samardzija on the other side, 2 hits allowed with 9 strikeouts. And as my partner said, an out is an out is an out. Right?
Of course.
Any way you can get them.
Well, Lance has pitched very well, correcting the problems, the minor problems that could have been major that he's had in the early innings. Low and away to left-handers, off the plate. So it's a game of failure. It's a game of corrections, too.
The 3-2 pitch. And it's a walk. The second walk issued by Samardzija. No activity in the Giants' pen. Pitch counted 104. Well, 2 of the game's best right there. Buster Posey and Yadier Molina. And these have been the 2 that are the bar setters, if you will, in the National League, maybe in all of baseball behind the plate.
They're the gold standard, no question.
It was Posey last year that won the Gold Glove.
That was his first, I believe, wasn't it? Last year. Of course, Molina's hogged them all with with 8 Gold Gloves to his credit.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Steven Piscotty.
hogged them all because he's so good behind the plate and has had no challengers.
There was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then Posey in 16. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Stephen Piscotty. Corey Guerin was the one reliever not used in the game last night by Bruce Bochy, and he's getting loose as we speak. Get out of play, 1-2.
You've heard that in golf when somebody hits one out of bounds and then they hit one about 300 yards down the middle, that it's an angry swing. Piscotty had some angry swings the last 3 innings last night. That barrel of the bat was whipping through the strike zone.
Here's a 1-2. Both these franchises have such huge fan bases. The Cardinals, it spreads all throughout the Midwest, including Albers, Illinois. And Jack Schaefer is 100 years old today and watching the game. Happy birthday to Jack.
That's great.
That young man has some years to catch up on Jack. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Stephen Piscotty. The season high 3 hits last night. 0 for 2 today. And Yadier Molina will be off with his next pitch. It's a huge jump for first base. And now because of that, Samardzija steps off. Three-two. Chopped to short. Crawford makes the play. Time to stretch. A 1-0 St. Louis lead in Game 3 of this 4-game set. This afternoon from San Francisco is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends, and by Ford. Lance Lynn is 3 over the minimum going into the bottom of the 7th. 11 ground ball outs, no strikeouts. He has walked 3. Mentioned the first pitch strikes, 12 of 21 in this game. It's Crawford, Sandoval, and Hundley. Only 69 pitches for Lynn. That's a byproduct, Tim, of not striking anybody out. Your pitch count stays so low, too.
That's a fact.
Stay fresh.
This is the most important guy he's faced today. The hottest of giants, Crawford. Not only
a strike.
Not only the leadoff hitter here in the 7th inning, but the hottest of giants, been on fire. He's locked in too. He has walked, and a fielder's choice on a hard hit ball to short. It's an encouraging sign right there by Lance Lynn. Because you think about it, he hadn't had that many swings and misses in this game.
1-2 the count on Crawford. That's it out of play. Every game so important for the Cardinals starting play. 4 games out in the wild card.
We are told here it is, the 7th inning. That is the first swing and a miss thrown by Lance Lynn today. That 1-1 pitch to Crawford.
That's hard to believe.
It is.
3-2.
There again, low and away off the plate to left-hander. Think if you're Mike Matheny, if Crawford gets on, you got to think about going to Tyler Lyons or someone of that ilk.
Fouled back. Scott Okert, one of 2 lefties for Bruce Bochy, getting loose in their pen. The Cardinals will have Greg Garcia, left-handed batter, to start the 8th inning. It was just mix and match the entire night last night for Bruce Bochy.
A bad recipe too.
Didn't work. 3-2. Ooh, just missed. And the leadoff walk. Lynn snaps back at the baseball, unhappy with that. He thought he had strike 3. Pablo Sandoval back in the 4th with our State Farm double play. And Lynn would love to get that right here. One thing you think about the opposition viewpoint of the Giants is the struggles the Giants lineup has of left-handed batters against left-handed pitching. And they've got 5 lefties in the lineup, and Sandoval, if he goes to the other side, he's 1 for 25 against left-handed pitching.
Right.
And on the year, 4 for 41.
Well, the Cardinals have 4 left-handers in the bullpen, and why one isn't up right now, I don't know.
Throw by Molina to second. Crawford is out.
Yadier Molina did what Lynn couldn't do. Retired Crawford.
Big first out here in the bottom of the 7th for St. Louis.
I think that was a hit and run right there. Bruce Bochy thinking that ball way outside. So definitely a hit and run. Crawford not a base stealing threat. So he was out of the strike zone at the right time on the right pitch. That ball about 2 feet outside and 2 feet low.
Now Sandoval in the hole, 0-2. Outfield is straight away. Fouled back. When you look at Span, he's a .211 hitter against the lefties. We talked about the struggles of Sandoval. Moncrief has struggled against left-handed pitching, so you get the idea.
Sure. Tyler Lyons, the left-handed bullpenner for the Cardinals, one of the most effective weapons for Mike Matheny.
The first strikeout of the afternoon for Lynn. Plaza Tire Service Fox Tracks. Chase the ball.
Pablo Sandoval playing for his future.
Without question. Here's Nick Hundley, who's 0 for 2. Best opportunity for the Giants today. Bases loaded back in the first, and Hundley would ground out. There's strike one. As you mentioned, while it's been a lethargic game in many ways with both sides, not a lot of offense.
Yes, right.
But you have a pitcher here for the most part on both sides pounding the strike zone, being relentless. The other side of the spectrum with that. Going after hitters. When he's missed, it hasn't been by much. To further the point, Samardzija was 21 of 24 first pitch strikes. The 1-1. And a fly ball lifted into right. Backing up Piscotty on the track, and he's got it. Catch by Stephen Piscotty in right field for the Cardinals. Still only one hit allowed by Lance Lynn, the second batter of the afternoon that he faced. 1-0 as we head to the 8th. Cardinals with the lead over the Giants. Corey Guerin is our Chevy called to the pen. The right-hander has been pretty reliable this year. In particular with runners on, inherited runners. He'll start this inning. Phillips 66. What's in the tank? Did not appear last night, as we told you earlier. Did pitch in game 1 of the series. Our crowd today, 39,513, 39513. Ray Garcia to lead it off, and he's 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts. Samardzija went 7 innings and struck out 9. The first pitch taken low for a ball.
I'm talking about that line. What have the Giants got in their tank? It's been the question all year long for this franchise. In fact, this year they have spent more time in last place, more days, than they have over the last 9 years.
We'll see him on a hop to second baseman Joe Panik.
That's one of those startling facts that just come out and kind of overwhelm you about a proud franchise.
What amazes me is that this team last year, first half, best record, not just in the National League, in all of baseball.
In baseball, right. Right.
That's what you're talking about there. This year, 126 days in last place. Now, part of that is due to the fact that Cueto missed considerable time. So did Madison Bumgarner.
Sure.
But still, we've seen the offense in just the 3 days here against the Cardinals, not to the level where it's been before.
No.
Randall Grichuk 0 for 2. There's strike 1. Matt Bowman is throwing in the Cardinals pen. Okert, the lefty, continues to throw for the Giants. So it begs the question, if you're the front office of the Giants, where do you go from here? I mean, where do you look to improve this club?
Everywhere.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, they got to get some offense somewhere. Bullpen needs to be reconfigured. Last night, a prime example of just not having a reliable reliever to get you multiple outs.
Once again, 8 relievers in 3 2/3 innings last night. None effective.
Which included Mark Melancon, who's supposed to be the lights out closer this year.
Yeah, sure.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Grichuk. The Cardinals have struck out 10 times in this game. The Budweiser What's on Tap locally on Fox Sports Midwest. You can see that game at 2:30. Luke Weaver 3-1 against Madison Bumgarner. He was supposed to go in game 1, had flu-like symptoms and pushed back to tomorrow. Luke Weaver is coming off of back-to-back games with 10 strikeouts.
First rookie to do that since Rick Ankiel did it.
And the only 2 to do that in Cardinals history among rookies. Rick Ankiel came up in 1999, made his major league debut in Montreal. It was electric. The stuff, the arm, the potential, and then came back in one of the great stories ever in baseball history as a position player. 0-1 pitch. Well, they had Bowman up, and the idea there, scoring opportunity.
In case somebody get on. They got on.
They would pinch hit for Lynn, but
sure.
Now with 2 outs, nobody on, he's still in this game. 0-2 the count.
Short leash, I would think, in the bottom of the 8th, however.
Seven, 8, and 9 coming up for the Giants. Cardinals will still have to go through Buster Posey one more time before this game is through. The 1-2 pitch to Lance Lynn. And now in the 9th, and Chicago a 14-11 lead against Atlanta. 14-11.
After winning 2-0 yesterday.
Maybe the wind's blowing out. Yesterday may have been blowing in.
Yeah.
The 2-2 pitch. Strikeout of Lynn. Bottom of the 8th rolls in. When we come back, a good one. 1-0 St. Louis. By visiting redcross.org or texting the word Harvey to 90999. By doing that, you make a $10 donation. That donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. Sure, a very emotional weekend for those in Houston with the return of the Houston Astros with a doubleheader today against the Mets and then play again tomorrow. Right now, the 8th inning rolls in. Lance Lynn has allowed just 1 hit. He has struck out 1. He has walked 4. Carlos Moncrief is 0 for 2. First pitch is strike. The Cardinals with Seung-Hwan Oh and Tyler Lyons getting loose in the pen just in case. Lyons has pitched in back-to-back games, 26 total pitches, and dominant.
Hitters are 3 for 51 against him since the All-Star.
It's incredible.
3 for 51. That's right-handers and left-handers. Equally effective.
Here's a 1-1. Almost lost the bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You don't see that too often. The bat almost left his hands.
Michael Conforto had an issue with a swing like that.
Yes, he did. That's why he's being operated on next week in New York. Displacement of his right shoulder.
It's one of the bright spots this year for an otherwise dismal season for the Mets. Here's a 1-2.
Moncrief can't keep 2 hands on the bat. The bottom hand flew off. Usually you can understand it when the top hand flies off. But on that last swing, the bottom hand flew off, and on this one, the top hand flew off.
I keep both hands on this time. Inside corner, and he struck him out.
So the bottom hand, the top hand, and now check swing.
It's a tough at bat.
A rough afternoon and a rough at bat on Carlos Moncrief. Tough game, man.
So the strikeouts for Lynn have come here late. Struck out Sandoval in the 7th. Strikeout of Moncrief here to start the 8th. Here's Gorky's Hernandez.
You're thinking home run. He has none this year. None. Lance Lynn has given up 24, but only 4 in the second half.
Ryder Jones, who has started first 2 games of this series, is at the on-deck circle. He'll pinch hit. And you watch, you know, Lynn, it's nothing fancy. Just here you go.
Most fastballs again. 80% of his pitches are fastballs. Most fastballs of any pitcher in baseball. And today, no differently.
Well, he'll move it around. He'll cut it, but
yeah,
it's a fastball.
Right.
Dyson has joined Oakert in the Giants' pen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. The 1 hit allowed in this game, the second man that Lynn saw, clean base hit to left field by Joe Panik. Giants had the bases loaded in that inning, could not score. One, 2, 3 in the second, the third. He had a leadoff walk in the 4th, erased on a double play. A 1, 2, 3 5th. Same in the 6th. Leadoff walk in the 7th. That was erased on a caught stealing on a hit and run. The 2-2 pitch. He got him. 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
Another fastball. That's the one thing about Yachty. I mean, you got to realize right now you've got a 1-run lead. You're in the 8th inning. You don't want to get beat on a secondary pitch or tied with a secondary pitch. If you're going to introduce a curveball to his repertoire, you do that in the 3rd inning or the 5th inning or the 6th. Not now.
Ryder Jones, 32 games this year, hitting .200. Couple of home runs. It's a team that misses Brandon Belt, leads the club in home runs with 18. He's out with a concussion. Same with Michael Morse, who's been lost for the year. They're not sure when Belt will come back or if he does this season. Down the right field line. It's hooking and foul.
That is a foul splashdown. That ball was hit a ton.
Oh. And it's not even a home run ball. Lance Lynn is saying just a long strike.
That's right. He's also saying about coming inside to this guy.
1 and 2.
Again, if you the late innings 1-run game, I mean, all things considered equal, if you're going to make a mistake, make it away. Mistakes inside are long balls. Mistakes away, for the most part, are singles.
Got it. Tough way to get a souvenir.
Yes, it is.
Here's a 1-2. The check swing and did not go. It's not even a home run ball. You flip your boat. Now you're all wet. The cooler goes into the bay. That's a tough way to get a souvenir.
Especially a foul ball.
The 2-2.
Lynn making Jones reach after that home run distance foul ball down the right field line.
If he gets him here, he's at 100 pitches. You have 2 lefties coming up and then Posey. You start thinking, do you mix and match, or is this Lynn's to win or lose?
No, you take him out of the game.
Strikes out the side here in the 8th inning. Masterful performance from Lance Lynn. He's through 8, no runs, 1 hit allowed. Colton Wong leads it off in the top of the 9th. 1-0 our score. Steven Okert, the new pitcher for San Francisco. Chevy called to the pen. He was recalled from AAA Sacramento prior to last night's game. 4th time that he had been recalled this year. And the 0-1 pitch to Wong. 0-2, the top of the lineup. Jose Martinez to follow, and then Paul DeYoung. Same could be said for the Giants looking to the bottom of this inning. Lynn was getting the high fives, the handshakes, and the hugs. We assume that his day is through.
But no one warming for the Cardinals.
And the only thing I can say is that Lyons probably was loose, waits for an out or two, it goes back out, maybe a couple of tosses, and then ready to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Colton Wong is grounded out to second, struck out, and popped out. The 0-2 pitch. Slaps it foul.
That's what Wong's been doing against left-handers this year, is hitting the ball to left field.
Quite the day for Lance Lynn. The 0-2 stays in there just enough to tap it foul.
Had no strikeouts, did Lynn. And with 1 out in the 7th inning, he retired the last 4 out of 5 on strikeouts.
The strikeout of Wong. The Cardinals in this game collectively have struck out 12 times. Samardzija with 9 of the 12. The Hyundai pitch arsenal: fastball, the cutter, slider, and change. And the right-handed batters coming up. Bruce Bochy goes back to his pen. So Okert gets the strikeout of Colton Wong. Chevy called to the pen. We'll tell you about the change when we come back. Fox Sports Midwest Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live is coming up. Visit with Lance Lynn. Cardinals defense will take a closer look, and you'll hear from Mike Matheny. Here's Jose Martinez, and the first pitch taken up. Along with Tim McCarver, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes with us as well on Fox Sports Midwest and FS1. Martinez scored the only run today. It was a base hit to center, and then a wild pitch put him in scoring position. Dexter Fowler brought him in with a base hit to right. 1-0 Cardinals here in the top of the ninth. Numbers on Derek Law, who was one of the Giants' top rookies a year ago. To get him right, they sent him back to the minor leagues midway through this year. The 2-1 pitch. 2-2. Lance Lynn, 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs.
Cardinals have had 4 base runners in this game. 4. Scored 1 run. And in the driver's seat right now. It's a compact car, however.
Ouch. I get your drift. 3-2 the count. Tyler Lyons throwing in the Cardinals pen, and a strikeout of Martinez. It's not often you strike out 13, maybe 14 times in this game. Cardinals right now at 13 and win the game. But that may be the case today. And 2 outs, and here's Paul DeYoung, who is 0 for 3. Fly to left, struck out, popped out to short. Ball 1. Looking ahead for the Giants. They've got the top of their lineup: Denard Span, Joe Panik, and Buster Posey. So 2 lefties and a righty for the moment.
And their hottest hitter, Brandon Crawford, batting 4th. If it gets to that in the bottom of the 9th.
One ball and 1 strike. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The account and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Major League Baseball and the St. Louis Cardinals. Two and 2 the count. Oakland came in to start this inning, struck out Wong. Law struck out Martinez, and now DeYoung. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Cardinals strike out for the 14th time in this game. Tyler Lyons will face Span, Panik, Posey. Game on the line when we come back. Texas 2, Cardinals lefty Tyler Lyons. Tim mentioned some of the numbers. A 0 ERA since the All-Star break. Pinch hitter for Denard Span will be Hunter Pence. The Giants with 1 hit in this game. The Cardinals with 2. 1-0 our score.
If you're the third baseman for the Cardinals, you want to protect against right-handed batters for the breaking ball inside, the one more apt to be pulled. That's why Garcia's on the line at third. No doubles.
He is 1 for 3 against the Cardinal left-hander. Home run power. Did not start today off the bench. Pinch hitting for Span. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball and a beauty. And he will throw that, as we've seen, at any point in the count.
It's almost a situation where if you're a right-handed batter, you look for the breaking ball when you're ahead in the count.
Here's a 1-1. 1-2. There it was again.
A sweeping breaking ball from Tyler Lyons.
The 1-2 in the dirt, evens it up at 2-2. Bench 2 for 8 is a pinch hitter this year. 2-2 pitch, grounder foul. The one hit that Lynn gave up, for those of you that have just joined us, was the second batter that he faced. Joe Panic, a clean base hit to left. The Giants, that was their best scoring opportunity of the day through 8 innings against the Cardinals starter, as they had the bases loaded, could not score. 2-2 up the middle, and a base hit. Lyons may have had a chance to get it. It goes through, and the Giants have their second hit.
You know, it looked to me like Lyons thought better of it, thinking that perhaps the shortstop's going to be behind me. Will DeYoung get to this ball? It looked to me like he was going to field the ball, and then furious that he didn't. And he should be, because that ball's right there.
Pence with 2 steals this season.
Now he can look for the bunt. With both Posey and Crawford on deck and in the hold, I would think Bruce Bochy will bunt here.
There's Joe Panic. Throw over.
Hunter Pence, an excellent base runner.
Ryan Sheriff, Seung-Hwan Oh. Righty and a lefty getting loose for the Cardinals. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. Mentioned it last night. 1-run games for the Cardinals, a bunch of them second most in baseball. The Cardinals 60-4 when leading after 8, 19-26 in those 1-run games. There's the bunt. Lyons, 1 away. Nearly did not make the play, slipping off the mound.
Looked like he was going for it with the glove, and then he barehanded the ball. Then by the time he pirouetted, he was able to underhand it to Mejia covering.
Mike Matheny is going to go to his bullpen here. He's going to mix and match. He's going to have the righty face Posey. I would assume then the lefty coming in to face Crawford because of the issues that O has had this season against left-handed batters.
Well, if you get Posey out, I think you walk Crawford. I don't care what the book says. Pitch to a guy who's 0 for 25.
Buster Posey with the tying run at second base to face last year's Cardinal closer Seung-Hwan Oh. Lost the job earlier this season. Trevor Rosenthal is out. Tommy John surgery. First pitch taken low. That slider just has not been the same a year ago.
Nope. Used almost exclusively and very effectively against right-handed batters.
But Tim, you've talked about how well Posey goes to right. Wong trying to keep him close at second. That's Pence. Big hole on the right side.
Yeah, that's a great point. That looked like a changeup from O. Rare is it that he throws that pitch to right-handed batters.
He's 0 for 3 against the Cardinal right-hander.
Yeah, that hole on the right side is just too much. I don't think Hunter Pence, I mean, you got to hold him respectively close or respectably close at second base. But that hole is awfully big on the right side.
The 1-1 pitch. 1-2.
More inclined to go to right field with 2 strikes is Posey.
That's the tying run. Hunter Pence, good speed at second base. The 1-2 pitch. Reaching for it. Little bloop in the shallow right, and this game is tied. Buster Posey has tied it here in the 9th inning.
Nothing whatsoever can O do with that type of hitting. There's some guys who poke it where nobody ever is, and Posey did it just then.
The Giants have tied it here in the bottom of the 9th. Crawford coming up, Sheriff coming in, and our Chevy called to the pen. Back with more in a moment. Posey, the flare into right to tie the game. Pence scores. And now Ryan Sheriff, who just made his major league debut this past week at home in St. Louis. He gets Brandon Crawford. 1 out, runner at first, 1-1 our score. And a fastball and a strike. Cardinals have seen a very good sinker from Ryan Sheriff.
He can throw ground balls. Hoping for one here.
Matt Bowman, a right-hander, throwing for the Cardinals in their pen. Dyson, a right-hander for the Giants in their pen. The 1-1 pitch, Sheriff to Crawford. Pair of walks for Brandon Crawford today, also grounded into a fielder's choice. The 2-1 pitch. High fly ball. Shallow left, racing in, Randall Grichuk, and he makes the catch.
Now you've got Sandoval, who is 1 for 25.
1 for his last 25 against lefties. Overall 4 for 41.
So you let the left-hander pitch to the switch hitter. It is rare that at this point in the season, being September, that it's so easy to figure out from a statistical standpoint what to do with the hitter. A lot of times you say, well, you're not here, there, and everything. This is clear.
If we get to the 10th, the Cardinals will have Dexter Fowler, Yadier Molina, and Stephen Piscotty coming up. 0-1 the count on Sandoval. Buster Posey, the runner at first. The 0-1 pitch. 0-2. The 0-2 gets through Molina, but they're going to say that is a foul ball. Everyone reacting as if it wasn't.
Molina in particular. Certainly didn't look like it was, but evidently no one's complaining. The Cardinals very happy that it was a foul ball, or at least call one by home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman.
Molina asking Dreckman to get help from the crew chief Mike Everett, to no avail. And the 0-2 pitch to Pablo Sandoval. Struck him out. Sheriff, nice work to get Crawford and Sandoval, and sends us to the 10th. A flare off the bat with 2 strikes from Buster Posey. Scores Hunter Pence. This game tied 1-1. Base hit to shallow right to tie this game up at 1-1. And so now we're in the 10th and a new pitcher in Sam Dyson. Tough night last night, third of an inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, all were earned. Mentioned before, they have changed him mechanically as he was picked up from Texas, designated for assignment back on the 2nd of June. And actually has been the closer for the Giants while Melanson tries to get healthy. It's Fowler, Molina, and Piscotty. Carlos Moncrief shifting from right field to left. Hernandez from left to center. And Hunter Pence is in right field. Stays in the game. Dexter Fowler, the RBI base hit for the Cardinals, back in the 4th. Talked about it a lot, but the Cardinals just 4 games out in the wild card. All important game here this afternoon. Bullpen could not hold it for Lance Lynn, who went 8 innings and gave up just 1 hit, no runs. One ball, 1 strike on Dexter Fowler. It's also fly to right and struck out. So there's what we're talking about, the rough outing for the right-hander of the Giants in game 2. The 1-1 pitch. Three and 1.
Little change up on a 2-1 count. Fastball situation. Now he's got to come into Fowler.
Fowler, a base hit. That's in the gap in right center field. Triples alley, and he's done it again. The 2nd consecutive game here in San Francisco. A triple for Dexter Fowler.
Triple number 8 on the year for Dexter. Boy, if that isn't what happened when pitchers fall behind, you get good hitters, selective hitters. He got the ball right in his wheelhouse and parked it in Triple's alley.
Predictable counts, as you mentioned. He's going to get a pitch to hit.
You got it, baby.
They may pinch run for Fowler, something not quite right with him. He said initially he was okay, but limping a bit. And so Harrison Bader, the rookie, will come in for the Cardinals and pinch run. Bader, a home run last night, and that'll be it for Dexter Fowler. He's dealt with a heel issue for the better part of the season, and if you take a look at him there, you see the limp, and you wonder if that's crept up again.
Harrison Bader will make the ball go through with Molina hitting.
And the first pitch, a ball.
Dyson trying to come inside and jam Molina and get a pop-up out of him, or a weak ground ball. Yachty not biting.
The 1-0 pitch. Molina, ground ball to third.
That's what he got.
A high throw, but Posey at the bag. Bader stays put. 1 away.
Boy, God, determined to come inside. The first pitch missed. Second pitch off the plate inside, and they got the weak ground ball. Molina, and now the odds improving a bit for the Giants with the infield still in.
There was a key point in the game last night, midway through, the Cardinals trailing and Piscotty up in a similar spot like this. Runner at third, 1 out.
About the middle of the game. I think this 5th inning. Grounded back to the pitcher, and the double play was 1-5-4. Through to second base, and Piscotty was out after tagging Molina.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to Piscotty. Ground ball, play at the plate, and Bader dead to right. The Cardinals, a runner at third, nobody out, and now in all kinds of trouble.
That's why you play the infield in. Sandoval right even with the bag. Easy throw to Hundley. And Bader an easy out. It's happened to the Cardinals all year long. Getting a runner in. The Giants, on the other hand, are one of the best teams in the game with fewer than 2 outs. Getting that runner in from third base, but not the Cardinals.
It was the 8th inning last night, and a runner at first, and Greg Garcia delivered with a triple. That scored the tying run.
About that, a leadoff triple turned 4 pitches later into a man at first and 2 outs. Dreadful.
Oh, 1 on Greg Garcia. Giants in the bottom of the 10th will have Hundley, Moncrief, and Hernandez. Right-hander Matt Bowman throwing in the Cardinals' pen. The 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. As you well know, Tim, that can be demoralizing for a team. A leadoff triple in the top of the 10th and potentially not score a run.
Seems like from home to third is a shorter distance for the Cardinals than third to home.
High chopper towards second, and Piscotty runs right into an out. One our score. Still in the game for St. Louis. Our score 1-1 here at the bottom of the 10th. It'll be Hundley, Moncrief, and Hernandez. Hundley is 0 for 3, fly to right, popped out to short, grounded into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded back in the first inning. Chris Stratton was supposed to start this game, remember, for the Giants, and they pushed up the Shark, Samardzija, and so Stratton is getting loose now in the pen. He's a right-handed pitcher, and he's getting loose and available for multiple innings, you would have to think here in this ball game.
As a starter, too.
High fly ball. Lifted into right. Gone. Nick Hundley walks it off for the San Francisco Giants. They win it 2-1 in 10. The Budweiser player of the game, Nick Hundley, an opposite field home run. We talked about it. Not many right-handers hit a home run opposite way this ballpark.
And you also talked, Dan, about how the ball was carrying in this heat. It was, and he did it. Last night, excruciatingly happy. Today, frustratingly unhappy.
For viewers on FS1, we send you back to Los Angeles with Mike Hill, Eric Karros, and Frank Thomas. For those of you on Fox Sports Midwest, the postgame show comes your way next. Tough loss for St. Louis. 2-1 the final in 10.